There's actually a pretty interesting story that goes behind the propeller. If you ever come to Capt. Harrison's restaurant, over the last 55 years, about half of that of which has been adorned with a propeller, 32,000 pounds, 16 tons, off the HMS Empire Mica. The HMS Empire Mica was sunk by a German U-boat U-67 in June of 1942. The Patronis family, my dad and Uncle Johnny, actually had purchased the propeller from a local captain slash salver by the name of Lanny Reinhardt. So as he had secured the salvage rights to the propeller, then it was the process of actually cutting the bolt off the propeller. But that bolt weighs about 600 pounds. He cut it off with a welding torch. Then came the day of actually going to salvage the propeller off the coast of the Apalachicola area, 120 feet of water. The propeller was no longer there. Actually, the propeller was taken by another salver that had came in with a ship. In between the time the bolt was cut off and actually Captain Reinhardt was there with his barge to actually salvage it. So there was definitely some court challenges. Ultimately, Captain Reinhardt was able to successfully win the salvage rights back of this propeller that he had claimed rights to. Ultimately, he realized that it was not what technology in the current 1980s was using for propulsion. So essentially, he had a big piece of scrap metal. So this is where the engagement and the conversation came with my dad and uncle. Just didn't want to see something of such significance, especially this part of the state, go into just a scrap yard. And that's when the dialogue started, and we installed it in front of Captain Harrison's back in 1981. There's a plaque, a bronze plaque installed. You'll get a little more of an understanding of its contribution and what we were doing to honor those lives that were lost during the World War II conflict, and the contribution that the Gulf of Mexico and the Mississippi River and all those factories all up and down the Mississippi contributed to the war effort of winning World War II in Europe.